Yo.
Happy Meme War Diarrhea Friday, everybody. That's what I'm declaring.
Assuming you have diarrhea. Is that what's
no.
happening?
Don't you always?
If I don't. No. I like to alternate my days of diarrhea and off days. Hitting the fiber hard. No, my dog has diarrhea, and got up 4 times last night in order to go out to the bathroom. One time, pooping right on the floor in the bedroom behind me. And now I have the fun game of trying to figure out which spots on the comforter are leakage, child leakage, Oreo spots.
It's called you wash everything. You wash everything.
Oh.
You wash everything.
Well, that's what I have.
Dogs on your bed. This is one of many reasons you don't allow dogs on your bed.
Well, she didn't shit on the bed, but she did shit on the floor. She knows
she
better.
Just wiped her shit ass on the bed.
Well, I think she was sleeping and it leaked. So she's getting up there, man.
Sitting on the bed.
Leaky ass. You're gonna let your leaky ass.
Rico, I can accuse you of shitting on the bed. You're a leaky asshole. You're Will Smith leaky asshole. After getting Dwayne Martin all the time.
I don't even know what that means. What does Will Smith?
I'm not surprised, Dodie. You're not, because Will Smith apparently got fucked by a big ass fat Dwayne Martin dick.
Really?
According to his former best friend, yes. Murdered by it, yeah.
Friend. DJ Jazzy
Not
Jeff?
DJ Jazzy Jeff, I thought.
No.
DJ Jazz would never disrespect Will Smith and talk out of school. No, this is from this guy who used to be his best friend, went on some broad's podcast and was like, I opened the door because I had the key to the dressing room to get these guys out to shoot a shot, and Will Smith just bent over a couch getting murdered in there by Dwayne Martin, who's just going to town on him. We did our whole boring podcast on it. We don't have to go into it. I was even going to mention it.
We didn't do the whole podcast on Will Smith.
That was half. We got half podcast.
I'd say 25%.
But anyway.
See what you're missing, Odie? Don't you get like cold sweats on Wednesday when you're not logging in to talk about?
I wouldn't say I'm missing it.
You know you are. Well, I was going to tell you, though, since my dog had diarrhea, and I came home today from working out, and there's a couple piles on the floor, and I'm like, God damn it.
Jeez.
And Sandy's not here, so I have to clean all this shit up on my own, which is wonderful. But one time my dad, when I was like off at college, and my sister was off.
Your dad shit on your bed?
No. He went downstairs, didn't realize that our dog at the time, Sasha, had diarrhea. So he goes downstairs because she's like barking, and he's like, oh, what the fuck? Okay. So he goes downstairs, pitch black. At the bottom of the stairs, he steps into a cold pile of dog diarrhea, barefoot. And he's like, ah! So
now I got to cut off my foot.
Then he takes another step. Goes right into another pile. So now he's trapped. He can't move because we had
fairness,
carpet.
It could have been the same pile. How big
unless he's what is he tiptoeing around like a ballerina?
Pile of diarrhea.
Yes. He went full stride, one pile, and then he took a step forward and he stepped into another pile. And our house, this is during the era where your whole house was carpeted. That time in the mid 80s, 90s, right? Everything was carpeted. Mm-hmm. So he's just stuck because he doesn't want to step anymore because he dragged the diarrhea along the carpet. So he's calling for my mom. He's like, Elaine! It's like 2 a.m. Elaine! I need help! I'm stuck in the dog diarrhea.
I'm stuck in dog shit again. Happened again.
3rd time this month. So my mom has to come down and like clean his feet so that he can walk again. So at least it wasn't that bad. At least my dog wasn't that bad. What's that?
Wouldn't you get how is she cleaning the feet?
Well, he still is on the railing at least. So he has to hold himself up, and she has to go in with spray his feet with water, or use a sponge with water, wash his feet so he can move.
Yeah, I would get a tub of water that you wash the floor with. Fill it up with some soap or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
anyways, which dog was it that
picked him up and carried him to the bathtub?
Yeah, that's the thing my mom's going to be able to do. Carry him up a stairs. Fireman carry him.
Which
when that
dog was it
adrenaline
that
kicks
shit on your
in,
floor?
when
Thank God my mother used to be a man, but the showing that men can get pregnant gave birth to me and my sister. She was able to throw my dad over her shoulders and carry him up the stairs.
What were you saying, Rico?
I was asking which dog was it?
This was for my diarrhea today. It was Chloe. So at least the little piles. Thank God.
Okay, I was gonna ask if it was Hank. Like, what more does he have to do to be euthanized?
Oh, dude, that would be it. Especially because Sandy's not around to stop me. I have my shotgun in the closet, and I've got the ammo.
This has been a long time coming, pal.
Dude, awful. I remember that dog, Hank, my big dog, shitty dog. When he was a puppy, we had him in our old apartment, the 2-floor apartment, and he was in the back bedroom. And
bedroom?
No. This is actually. Oh no, this is when I had a 1-bedroom that was upstairs. So the real little one. So he was in his crate, and he, as a puppy, had just shit everywhere. But he was in a crate next to the bed, next to the walls, and he had just spun around, kicking his legs, trying to get out. Just flinging shit everywhere. And I don't even want this fucking dog. My wife. Not even my wife at the time. My girlfriend at the time made me get this stupid dog. And he had just sprayed shit all over the walls, the bed, the floor. It stunk. And I have to clean it up because she's at work. I hate this dog. Anyway.
It's a discussion, like, when you were talking about having kids, you're like, you did such a terrible job picking out the dog. What if our kids turn out this way? I don't know. I don't know if we can have kids.
They turned out wonderful. That's the good news.
It's like I always say to
babies.
dog owners. I got 99 problems, and a dog ain't one. If you're having dog problems, I feel bad for you.
That's the lamest thing you could possibly say.
Yeah.
Claim to lame, John Odin.
See? It's already, I think it's done. I think that's the new podcast, Claim to Lame.
I like
John Odin, #1 dog insulter.
Well, I mean, if there's one thing I like about Dan Smots, and maybe there's two, but one thing for sure is that he also is not a fan of dogs.
Is he a cat person? Like the kibbies?
I don't know. I don't know what he's into, but he hates dogs.
Cats are worse than dogs.
Cats are.
I don't
way
like
worse
dogs
than
either.
dogs.
I had a dog foisted on me. So.
I like dogs a little bit. Like if I go to a friend's house to have a dog, I'll pet the dog. Happy to do that. I just don't want dogs in my house all the time. Shitty.
I love dogs. Huge fan of dogs. Love them. Not a big fan of cats. They're all right. You can leave cats alone for a long time. That's the good news. You put a bowl of food out and a bucket of sand, and the cat's like, I'm fine. I'll be here when you get back.
But if you were to die,
yes!
If you were to die, how long would it take for a cat to start to eat you? It's like an hour.
You don't even have to be dead.
I was just taking a nap.
You look down. It's like when I was covered in cats in Atlantic City. They didn't know I was dead. They were still all over my body, waiting to eat me. Those fucking cats. Dib. I used to tell a joke about that. Oh, cats cats will literally just eat you and then come out. So your parents will come in to identify the body, and a kitten just pops out of your chest like in fucking Alien. It's how they breed.
I don't know if that joke was too good.
That's why I stopped telling it. I like it visually. Tell us
the jokes that suck.
I keep the jokes that are good for the actual shows people come to see me at, Rico. I'm not giving it away for free here. Well, I guess we are technically giving it away for free.
It's what podcasting basically is, giving away for free.
Got to put it behind the paywall. Oh,
all right. You want to get into some memes here? We're gonna do a meme show.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, I wanted to kick things off. I don't know if you guys have been following the Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro thing, and really just the Ben Shapiro public emotional kicking and screaming meltdown that he's
such a fucking twat.
You know, a joke would be, and I was going to say this on a different podcast, and it's probably inappropriate, but isn't Ben Shapiro enough to make anyone anti-Semitic? He is just so fucking annoying. Like, that's a Jew? I hate Jews now.
He's so little and annoying. We should call him the Oompa Joompa or a Joompa Loompa. That's his new nickname, Ben Shapiro, the Joompa Loompa, because he's so little.
Like, everything about him is so grating.
I know.
Well, I don't know if you saw like the direct tweets back and forth. I mean, Ben has hated Candace for a long time, but so Candace tweets out a Bible verse. You know, it's the one saying you can't serve both God and money. So Ben comes back and says, Candace, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means, quit. Just reading himself into the Bible verse. I guess, did he start the Daily Wire? Does he own the Daily Wire?
So.
Yeah, I think so. And to your point, yeah, it's ridiculous to insert himself in. And what a weird thing to jump in on. It's like, fuck off. I was waiting. I thought you had more to add to the story.
I think your audio cut out there. You were talking and then just stopped.
I was wondering if it was my audio.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't know.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, you're good now.
Oh, that was weird. Huh.
No, but I think there's a CEO, the guy who started the Razor company, whatever his name is, for the Daily Wire. I think he's like in charge. So Candace works for him, but. I mean, this whole thing with Ben Shapiro, and he's like the leader of this movement, that unless you are 100% fully behind everything Israel does, every country they bomb, every child that they kill, then you're an anti-Semite. I mean, you're an anti-Semite. And it's like, this is only going to push people, like Rico was saying, this is just going to push people more towards that position, which is not a good thing. I mean, you don't want to be pushing people into being anti-Semites. So it's just a messy situation.
It's not even, to go as far as pushing them to be anti-Semitic. It's that Israel is, for the first time, getting killed in the PR war. They usually could win it because they would be able to control the mainstream media, right? They controlled the politicians. They controlled the media coverage. They controlled the information coming out. And now they can't do that because you've got social media, because you've got alternate media sources willing to talk about what's going on. And you see the numbers piling up of the people dead.
It's so over the top. It's so ridiculous. It's not defensible.
No, exactly. And for the first time, they're going to lose the PR war. They're desperately losing it, which is why they keep kind of inventing new ways to try to get people on their side. But it ain't working. It ain't going to work. It just keeps getting worse. I mean, if you talk about the most dangerous thing for Israel, it's probably what they're doing right now, because they're losing support from the world. That's basically kept them safe in these fucking heinous actions. So Israel, maybe time to knock it off. Maybe call it a day.
Yeah, especially in these times where it is so easy for anyone with a cell phone and reception to broadcast out destruction, death, children dying. And
why do you think Israel cut off the internet to the region? That's why, to control the narrative. That's the only reason they did it.
It's bizarre, the whole thing. Netanyahu, I mean, how does he keep being in charge? Mm-hmm. Just the lack of any kind of analysis of how this happened. I mean, I'm hard pressed to believe that they didn't know something was coming.
I am too.
I think they wanted to do this. But
and then there's the whole thing about
conspiracy that will never be. But to say that Mossad had no fucking idea. What was happening?
No, I agree.
It's also hard to believe for sure.
Well, and the way it's been reported too, the numbers coming out. Well, and women raped, no evidence of that. The whole death count. It's now, not half these people, but a lot of the people were shot by Israel soldiers. But it's just.
You're not talking about the actual October 7th terrorist attack. That happened.
It happened, but what I'm saying is that the way it's been reported, though, even that now you're learning more about it, where they're saying that this happened and there were all these rapes, which the rapes, there's no evidence of it at all. Now it's coming out that a lot of the people killed were killed by Israel's defense forces in the crossfire. Again, not to justify anything that Hamas has done, but it just goes to show you how these things are reported and the way in which these narratives are manipulated, and people just run with them, and then find out later on that half of the stuff we've been told is completely false. So just like COVID, except all of what we were told with COVID was false.
Except none of that was true.
Hopefully, this genocide turns out better than COVID for the truth.
Yeah. That was a genocide in and of itself, of old people mostly.
Well,
but anyway, on a brighter note, you have another meme, Brian?
I do. I've got some real fantastic crap here. So first things first, I thought this is pretty damn funny. And this is from Liberty Cappy from Declaration of Memes. And it's hold on, share. There we go. So it's got a picture of a girl. Is she holding a penny in her mouth? I don't know what the fuck she's holding in her mouth. A bubble gum?
New style, yeah.
A gumball? So it says, here's an idea, a reality show where socialist college students are sent to a country that closely resembles their desired political system and left to survive for a few months. I would really like to watch that. I mean, legitimately, I would like to watch that. Yeah. Like you go to, let's say, all these people that are defending, communist China or any of these, extremely socialistic nations. I almost think, though, the problem is you have to go back in time with a time machine to really make it pertinent. Like, I don't know if it would work.
You could go to Venezuela right now.
Yeah, there you go. Venezuela.
Venezuela, no longer has the economic capacity to produce their own beer. Like, their economics are so screwed up, they can't even make beer anymore. It's the country's when a country can't make beer, that's how you know that it's about to devolve into complete chaos.
We need to send them some of our finest criminals that know how to make toilet wine.
Well, there's something I just read about today. Maybe it's just being manipulated too. Apparently, there was like a TikTok trend of people reading the letter Osama bin Laden wrote, and then they're saying they support Osama bin Laden, but I wasn't clear. Are they actually saying they support Osama bin Laden, or are they just saying
he has a point?
Yeah, he, the whole blowback principle is real. So I mean, I didn't go into a rabbit hole and actually watch, but I'm sure some people are saying Osama bin Laden's great.
Some people are saying that he's got that he was. There's always idiots. So some people are saying, Osama bin Laden, he's not that bad of a guy. And a lot of people, though, I think are coming around to the point that he had a reason for doing what he did, and it's laid out, and it's hard to argue, right? That's what I've seen a few videos saying, look, we've been over there fucking with them, which is the facts.
He had a way to persuade his audience, who is people who are suffering, from, U.S. intervention. I'm not saying that, everything Osama bin Laden said it was good or right. Of course it wasn't. It was horrible. But he had a method to persuade, which, the U.S. helped to enhance, which is basically what Ron Paul said, way back when he said it to Rudy Giuliani on the Republican debate stage. And Rudy Giuliani said, I can't believe anybody would say that the U.S. has anything to do with bringing on people.
That they support Osama bin Laden.
Osama? Who? Osama? What?
Stop spitting on me, Ruth.
But let's put it in perspective. Osama bin Laden had such a persuasive way with people that the U.S. government gave him a bunch of money and arms. There you go.
Don't come after. Oh no.
So, he had some charm, apparently.
That
Zelensky is the next Osama bin Laden?
Without a doubt. We already know that a lot of the arms that we gave to the Ukraine were used in the Hamas attack.
Day one, I'm like, the CIA is going to kill Zelensky as soon as they're done with him, which is rapidly approaching.
Yeah.
But he's too dumb to realize he's got maybe a year or two left until he has an unfortunate accident. You think that they're just going to let him live in Miami and fucking no.
I think
he's completely expendable.
The funnier outcome would be if they kidnapped him and then just forced him to perform for them, keep him in a glass cage, like a stripper cage, and just make him do that stupid little leather dance he did when he was on that reality show with his buddies. They raised the curtain.
They're going to trade him to Moscow for 10 prisoners they want back. Whatever.
Works for me. I don't give a shit what they do with him.
They'll trade him for Edward Snowden. I don't think so. That's not going to happen.
I would like that.
Or Edward.
I don't think Snowden's even in Russia. I don't know where he is, but
to go to the U.S. government,
By the way, do you see a lot of people? I actually think Julian Assange is getting very close to being freed. There's I saw hundreds of journalists internationally calling for his freedom. Some politicians getting behind it. I actually think it's realistic.
Well, that would be a nice white pill.
Who are the people that are still running the country? Do they like him or no? No.
They do not. But if public opinion gets to the point, if it's think of it this way: Joe Biden is doing miserably. Trump's now leading him in a lot of polls, which is surprising.
Not according to Joe Biden. He doesn't.
No, not according to look. Joe Biden had to get tethered when he was walking around with Xi Jinping in the gardens. He had to have that little tether you put on children. You know, like the little leash that springs back and forth to keep him from walking in the fucking bushes. So he doesn't know what's happening. But I could see him as hey, I can pump my fan base up here by freeing Assange and making it look like I'm not just in the pocket of these elite interests.
A niche audience freeing.
I think it's bigger than you think, man.
Going to move the needle with like 1,000 people in this country. No one.
Well, they're saying Taylor Swift is going to be the decider in this election.
I agree with that. I do.
It might happen.
That's one thing that John Ziegler's been saying. Friend of the show, John Ziegler.
Yeah.
Who was last on Mean Age Daydream with Brian most recently. But yeah, he's always saying that Taylor Swift could swing the election if she, says that younger people need to vote for whoever the Democratic candidate is, probably because you got to defend, women's reproductive rights. That's her big thing. Which I think that she could swing the election if she does. If you have, Trump against Biden or Trump against Newsom, it could happen for sure. But the wild card in the whole thing, and we've talked about this before, I'm sure we'll talk about a lot more, is RFK. If he gets on enough ballots and he pulls 10 to 20%, I mean, that messes everything up in a good way. Like, I'm happy it's messing things up.
It'd be great is if Joe Biden, groped Taylor Swift or something, and then Travis Kelce punched him in the head and his head just fell off. I'd like to see.
Travis Kelce's getting the old cancellation treatment for some old tweets that don't really seem that bad. Taylor Swift's fans are insane, so they've been digging through
his old tweet. I would never bang a black chick, only tall, thin pop stars for me. And then they're like, oh!
A bunch of his old tweets are like really stupid. Like, I just fed a squirrel a piece of bread and it ate it all. Squirrels love bread. And everyone's like, oh, he's so cute. But he had one like, man, I can't understand guys that have sex with girls that are bigger than them. That's disgusting. So he's getting like,
I agree with that. Cancel me all day for saying that.
That's not going to stick. He should get canceled for the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, no shit.
I agree. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of Travis Kelce, but back to the memes. Call back to talking about Israel and the Middle East a minute ago. This is from Brian Nichols, friend of the show. You got is this a scene from a movie? I'm not a
it's
movie
from
guy.
Yeah, it's from a movie. Hizeo or Hizaki Mizaki, whatever fuck it is. The Studio Ghibli. I can't remember his name, but this is from Spirited Away. I think it's this ghost monster thing that was in Spirited Away.
Oh, you got a monster in a mask chasing a kid down a hallway, and above the monster it says, "The most diverse imperialist the world has ever seen." You also have some brightly colored rainbow balloons here on the right side. And then the child running away is children in the Middle East. But they're being murdered by, transvestites.
Aggressive.
So it's all good.
Yep. Purple hair makes it okay. All right, I got another meme for you. It ties into Sam Bankman-Fried being found guilty of all his charges. And it's a picture of Hillary Clinton signing a document with Bill Clinton looking over her shoulder.
That's Bill Clinton? Oh, my God.
Yeah. He looks ancient.
He's a
so
vegan
thin
now,
and frail.
so he's also turned into a woman.
Oh, no. He's got
adrenochrome anymore?
You can't get adrenochrome from a carrot, Rico. As young as, no matter how, even baby carrots. That was a great joke because adrenochrome you get from babies. So anyway, you got Hillary and Bill's leaning in, looking over Hillary, and she's signing the document, or writing on a document, and it says, "I, Sam Bankman-Fried, regret to say that I just can't take this cruel world anymore." So, he'll end up dead in prison. We all know what's happening. He knows it's happening.
Of course he will.
He had a good
one. Last one for me. One of the favorites of the show, John Fetterman. So I'll play a quick little video here.
Make it big. Make it big. Can't say it.
Make it big? I
Click
can't.
on it. Yes, you can.
It just pauses when you click on it, man.
You should be able to click it and then enlarge it, I
On the
thought.
bottom.
There you go. There you go. That's better.
Hold on.
I'm on Grandpa.
First time working Instagram. Here we go.
All of you are here.
But moments later, he's interrupted by a protester.
4,000 plus dead children in Palestine, 9,000 plus dead civilians. Get off the stage. Get off the stage. I don't care. You represent
Then Fetterman says this.
The joke is on you. I had a stroke. I can't fully understand what you're saying.
The man is eventually
Drop the mic.
How insane is that?
That's amazing. I just gained more respect for him. That's amazing.
I thought that the caption was the joke someone added.
So now politicians are just going to be like pretending to have strokes so they can say that.
Oh, Joe
I can't
Biden.
understand what you're saying.
Joe Biden's out there asking a question like, I don't even know what year it is.
I had 50 strokes.
You got Mitch McConnell up there when he's asked a hard question, he'll just stare off into space again.
So Fetterman's been big on supporting Israel, big on funding Ukraine. And what pisses me off about it is during his campaign, I would get text messages from his campaign. And I would respond. And normally when you respond to like a candidate, reaching out or whatever, that like you never get anything back. I would like question like, what's his stance on, whatever, foreign policy, blah, blah, blah. They'd be like, oh, let me look into that for you. And they would come back and be like, well, he doesn't really have anything on his page. I'm like, I know, that's why I'm asking. And I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I had some like good dialogue back and forth with some of his campaign people, but he never took a stance beforehand. Like,
did he only hire people that also had strokes to handle it? Because it sounds like it.
I've never thought about foreign policy before. That's interesting.
How can you be an unpaid? Like, those are probably all unpaid interns at very low wages. Like, how can you believe in the cause so much of John Fetterman that you're just going to work unpaid? Like, the dude is a fucking vegetable.
No.
The guy that you are just inspired by?
Maybe it's something where he goes to schools, or colleges, and he sneaks goiter juice that he's milked out into their Coca-Cola or their whatever it is, and you get addicted to it, and then you just can't go on without that goiter sauce.
Goiter sauce. John Fetterman's new barbecue sauce.
John Fetterman, goiter sauce goes on anything. Chicken, beef.
I'm sure you guys got to end this in a minute, but did you guys talk about the Vivek fucking roasting of Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis in the same joke? Was right after you were making fun of Ron DeSantis for wearing heels?
No, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember
about?
it. I talked about him. I talked about him fighting with Haley on Mean Age Daydream, but I didn't talk about DeSantis.
So fucking good, because it was like, you can vote for me, vote for Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels, and I'm like, oh, that was a good one. And he's like, and we got 2 of them on stage. Like, oh!
Are you serious? I missed that.
I didn't hear that part.
Are you fucking
You didn't
kidding?
know that?
No,
I didn't hear the second part. Damn.
Oh fuck yeah! That's what, like, I was already laughing. I thought that was a good one, and I'm like, oh, double burn.
He is so freaking quick. Like,
yeah, he is.
Being able to do that on stage during these debates, like these other politicians up there with their talking points, they just have no chance. Like,
yeah,
they just get angry with him. Chris Christie just.
If he runs, I still think there's a potential chance for RFK to come LP, try to run because of ballot access. I also think that Vivek, very well, if he doesn't get the VP nod, will pivot to the LP. So it could get it real interesting real fast. And I'm down for it, man. Bring me Vivek. I'll gladly.
On Israel, but Vivek's not nearly as bad as RFK.
Yeah, I agree. He's not. Vivek's not great on Israel. He's kind of tempered a little bit. It's kind of interesting trying to track
He's like, they're their own country. If they want to commit genocide, I mean, that's their Bill of Rights.
Yeah. Well, he's gone on Dave Smith's show a lot, and Dave's given us some good pushback on it. So, evolving opinion. All right, last one for me. Then we'll end this and kick on over to degenerate gamblers. This is hilarious. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. So, this is a chick talking about, I don't know, doing some fucking bullshit online. She is not thin. I will tell you that going into it. And I'll play this clip for you. Make sure you can hear it. Volume on, Odie.
You have obesity.
Bruh.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know my
Hold on, wait.
psychiatrist
Let me
was
play
on
it
here.
over.
Thank you. You don't have OCD. You have obesity.
Bruh.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know my psychiatrist was on here. Thank you.
One more time.
You don't have OCD. You have obesity.
Bruh.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know my psychiatrist was on.
The fact that she read it out loud. Look, I know there's people that are not thin that listen to this show. Nothing against you, but it is funny when you have people that refuse to acknowledge that they themselves are overweight and blame every other problem in the world but themselves for their weight. So it's kind of funny to see that.
Always funny.
Yes. All right. Well, happy memeing, everybody. Enjoy your weekends. We will. I don't know. Do you want to do like a? Do we want to do one of these on Friday, or are we skipping a week?
Probably not. We'll probably do nothing next week.
Yeah. Maybe maybe we could pre-record something.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but be sure to subscribe, of course, on YouTube. If you haven't, hit the bell on top. We're in Rumble as well. And we're about to record Degenerate Gamblers. So if you're wondering what that is, join the Lions of Liberty Pride. Patreon.com/Lions of Liberty, lionsofliberty.logos.com. Make it happen. See you next week, or not next week, maybe the weekend after. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Gobble gobble.